Hello and welcome back. We have another exciting episode of our Two Sicilies into now Italy. And, in our last episode, we lost a war against Austria. To put it blankly, we were able to escape with just a white piece, but let's be honest, we lost it. We are also going to have our obligation, most likely, lapse with France. Yes, that is because France is embodied in a huge religious revolt. And honestly, if this religious revolt had not happened, I might have continued fighting Austria a little longer. I did have German support, but Germany decided that they were going to also try to help the French Republic prevent the French religious revolt from taking over. Now, this French religious revolt, it is looking fairly promising for them. We've had lots of French revolutions in this game, and I kind of expect that to continue. This is a Catholic theocracy. That's honestly probably what we would be supporting here in Italy. We are an absolute empire, after all, and we are a good, strong Catholic empire. So honestly, if we hadn't been embodied in the war, we might have thrown our lot in behind the French revolt, especially since our obligation is about to expire. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make good use of our obligation with the German Empire, and we did lose the war against Austria. The positive note is, take a look at our economic balance. We are absolutely doing wonderfully in terms of economy. We will probably start trying to revamp our construction up, but the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and lower my taxes. I've been looking for an excuse to lower taxes for quite some time now. We will give it a couple more months before we actually start to try to build some new construction. And I'm also going to look to get rid of some of these consumption taxes, especially the consumption tax on liquor, which I could get rid of it now. Honestly, I might actually find myself wanting to do that so that my lower strata, my lower pops, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do it. That way my lower strata are able to buy some liquor that they very much want and need. We are in 1871 and progressing nicely through the game. I'm really excited to see where this goes. We also have a company available. Let's go ahead and check out, can we actually put any companies down? Will any of them be productive? No. However, if I'm looking at the Italian mineral conglomerate, that would be very nice. Plus 10% fertilizer plants building throughput. Although, honestly, Calabria Metals, 10% steel mills throughput. That is actually probably what I want to do. Let's go ahead and establish the company. It's not going to do anything for us. It's not prosperous enough. We will look to increase the prosperity of our iron mines and lead mines to get better steel mill throughput. Our economy is still looking good, even with lower taxes. I am excited to go ahead and start building again. I want to keep building in Piedmont, keep expanding Turin. This is kind of my new industrial heartland. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start by just putting down 2 more iron mines. Now, we do have plenty of iron yes. So I'm actually going to also maybe start an export. Let's see if anyone will trade with us. No? Am I missing something? No available options. Okay, well, maybe I actually don't need both of these iron mines. Let's go ahead and stop that. That is going to put us in a negative balance. I mean, honestly, our economy is looking fairly good right now. It would be nice if we weren't so far in debt, but again, I don't mind running a deficit now that I know that we have some measures in place where we can actually increase the economy, increase the money in, and pay down some of this debt, i.e., by raising taxes. Yes, unfortunately, I do think that we are out of luck with this French obligation. It expires in 180 days. I would have liked to use it to fight Austria, but, well, some dumb decisions on my part in the last episode really did hurt us there. It does look like the French revolt is actually losing in France. It will be nice to keep an eye on that as we kind of continue through the years. Building a coal mine down here in Calabria, that is fantastic. It might be time, we might say that we have enough resource gathering and maybe should start focusing on industry. Do we have industry? Do we have a steel mills up here in Piedmont? We actually do not. I'm going to, or doing. Am I missing it? Oh yes, there it is, and it is not super prosperous. We do have the Bessemer process. We do have water tube boilers. Do we just not have enough demand for steel? Is that the problem? Yes, we are creating more steel than we are consuming, so we need to start consuming some steel. How can we do that? Well, we can build more tooling workshops. Where are we on tools? Let's take a look. We can also maybe try to create some more engines, some more machine engine factories. Or we can create more rifles with that steel. I think the next technology that I want to do is probably over here in the Society tab. Joint stock companies would be nice. I do have a company now, and I wouldn't mind creating more companies. It would also jumpstart my urban centers, and I would probably, that would increase the use for coal, or 5 years to produce steel frame buildings. I'm going to hold off on that. I think I might go labor market next. Yes, I'm going to go labor market next. That's going to allow for more agitators. Let's go ahead and see if Italy will start to liberalize. Now, keeping in mind, this is a role-play campaign. We are playing as a strong first emperor of Italy. Well, first modern emperor of Italy. He is 61 years old, and he is fairly well, I was saying he was fairly popular. He because he became the Emperor of Italy, he became a popular autocrat. However, some of his traits just kind of negate that. So, unfortunately, he's still just pretty neutral, but he's the first Emperor of Italy. He is an absolute monarch and an absolute MVP of the campaign. He's also now an experienced colonial administrator, so that's going to increase our colony growth size quite a bit, by 20%. That's very nice. We do have a colony down here in South Cameroon. Is it really worth that much? Not really. I also do not want to be humiliated by the Austrians again, so I'm going to be looking to absolutely expanding my not only industrial power so that I can produce more guns, but also I need to expand my military. Specifically, I want more artillery. I think that in the future is going to be worth its weight in gold. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in some new artillery barracks. That's going to send my economy into an absolute death spiral just temporarily, but I'm going to build 5 in Piedmont and another 5 in Sicily. I'm going to try to also build some arms industries. Let's go ahead and go to our buildings and convert our arms industries into rifles. Give me just a second. That is in... Let me find that. There we go. Arms industries. We only have 6 arms factories. And converting them to rifles is going to use some of that steel. That is always good. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm unfortunately probably just going to have to sit here and not create too much more construction, as we are unfortunately once again running a negative balance. Why are we running a negative balance? That is the question. Oh, we have Tripolitania wants an alliance with us. Now, Tripolitania is in our customs union. Right here is our entire customs union. Yeah, we are starting to dominate the Mediterranean. We have, of course, all of Italy. We were able to pick up Corsica in a trade states play from the French. We have Tripoli as well as Tunisia. Tunisia is actually our puppet, which, well, not our puppet, our protectorate, which I do wonder if I can reduce autonomy a little farther. Yes, I sure can. Let's go ahead and do that. They will accept. Perfect. Their autonomy is reduced even further. They are now truly and fully a puppet of the Italian Empire. I am going to look to expand, and I would really like to expand in the Mediterranean. I think while I have this peace deal with Austria, I might need to start looking towards expansion in towards the Ottoman Empire, or perhaps fight a war against Egypt. I would particularly love the island of Crete. I think that all of the islands in the Mediterranean should belong to the Italians. I also think that that would help us with our... maybe adding another naval base here in the Eastern Mediterranean would be very helpful. I'm going to need a large fleet. Let's take a look at the Egyptian fleet to see what we would be going up against. They only have 19 flotillas, so I'm not very worried about that. I have 40. I'm going to go ahead and build another 5 man-o-wars, and I'm going to specifically build them down here in Sicily, and as well as in... let's also do in Piedmont. Those should build very quickly. I believe that will mean that we need more wood. Yes, we need a lot more wood. I'm going to go ahead and try to import some wood from the German market. That is fantastic, but it also might behoove me to go ahead and build some logging camps. Let's go ahead and put some logging camps down. I am going to... let's go ahead and max out the logging camps in Rome. And then after that, we'll sit and wait on our construction for a little while. In the meantime, I think we could probably... let's take a look at our infamy. Do we have... yeah, we do have 15 infamy, so I'll let that tick down, and I will just improve relations with the French Republic, with Great Britain, and with Russia. Kind of... ooh, will anyone join our customs union? Nope, still no. Can I get any good alliances? Yes, an alliance with the French Republic. Now, that... it could be good. It could be a good buffer against Austria. However, the French Republic is very, very unstable, and they are going to call me into war after war. Revolution after revolution is what I'm going to say. Which... I mean, that could be valuable experience for my men, although it also, I mean, I do think that the French Republic, having an alliance, not needing an obligation to do that, having a nice, very strong ally that is fairly friendly with, let's actually take a look, how... yeah, they have a defensive pact with Germany, so they are not necessarily... they're not going to go to any major war on the continent anytime soon, unless it's to themselves, which is something that they have done quite a lot of in this campaign. So it might have been a terrible idea to ally with them, but it is what it is. We are allies now, and we will go to their aid when needed. And wouldn't you know it, there we are. They fall apart almost immediately. Oh my goodness, what horrible timing. If they call us, we will help our ally. We are very reliable, and we are not going to let them down. I've mentioned it many times in this campaign, but as long as the France hold on to Paris, they will remain strong. And the German Empire has decided to side with them as well, so I'm not worried about that. In fact, oh, Spain has decided... this is interesting. Spain has decided to side with the French aristocratic revolt. Now, honestly, we are an empire, and a French aristocratic revolt would probably... yeah, they want an absolute empire as well. It would not necessarily be horrible to see them win. They would have a government very similar to ours. We are all for empire. Who would rule them? Emperor Emmanuel Bergeret. I'm not exactly an expert on the pronunciation of French names. This would probably be a good ally for us to have as well. But I don't want to fight the German. We are allies with the French Republic, while it would be in our best interest to help the French aristocratic revolt, we will not betray our ally like that, especially since Spain has decided to join. So, for example, could we potentially offer support and ask for another transfer of states? Oh, we could. We are historically rivaled with Spain. We are actually, if we take a look at our emperor, we are Fernando de Bourbon, and we are kind of a cadet branch of the Bourbon dynasty here in Spain. So we have been rivaled with Spain for most of the game. Let me just make sure that we are still rivaled with Spain. We are. I'm also going to go ahead and rival with Austria, because why not? It's going to give me a lot more influence. Wouldn't that be great if I could put the French Republic into our customs union? They're not going to, but I perhaps could put Morocco into our customs union eventually. The question is, do I want to perhaps offer support, transfer of subjects? I don't really want Tahiti. Transfer of states. I could get another obligation that could help me down the line against Austria. Or would I rather have states? Inner Morocco, the French Sahara, Inner Mauritania, where is just Volta? Senegal, Ivory Coast. Alright, if I could choose, I would probably take Constantine. I would also love Algiers and Oran, but Constantine would kind of connect with Tunis here. They won't give me Alsace-Lorraine. They won't give me Constantine. They would give me Oran, though. That would give me a land border with Morocco, and I would have a vested interest in perhaps conquering Morocco, just to kind of rein in Spain a little bit. Are there any good industry or any good resources here in Oran? Now, it does look like they are suffering from some turmoil. Yeah, I don't know if Oran is necessarily the play. I think probably if I were to join this war, it would be just simply for the obligation. However, I'm not sure if the obligation is worth it. We'll have to see. If they call us in, we will join. You know what? Let's do it. I want the obligation. Let's join the play. Perfect. We are now involved. And I'm going to go ahead and raise the second army. We will put them in an offensive stance. Mobilize. And they will go and just kind of try to protect our border as well as... where is this? Is that Nice down here? Provence. Alright. The province of Provence. And let's go ahead and restart the game. Spain has declared Italy a rival. Great. We've been fighting with you... Well, we've been rivaled with you most of the game, so... I am a little nervous about my fleet, so I am going to go ahead and just move it back into home waters in Italy. Spain has a large fleet, as well as the aristocratic revolt in France. Now, we are allies. I feel like this is a good opportunity to help out our ally. This gives us an obligation. Hopefully they don't go bankrupt immediately, which has been a problem with some of our past wars in France. Man, our Italian soldiers have absolutely bled in France, but here we go. We are once again attacking basically an undefended border, and we should move through them pretty quickly, although here we actually are losing to 35,000 French aristocratic soldiers, so Not great, not great at all. We have a couple inactive trade routes. I'm going to go ahead and cancel those. We may actually be suffering when it comes to the amount of munitions that we have. Let me double check our market for munitions. Alright, yes, we do have a shortage of munitions. I'm going to probably just have to build more munitions plants here in Italy. I'm going to do that down in Sicily because I have the sulfur mines. Let's go ahead and let's actually get a little production chain going here. So I'm going to go ahead and build 2 more munitions plants and 5 more sulfur mines. Now that is going to send us into some crazy debt just for the time being. Oh, I may actually not have the kind of safeguards that I was hoping for. I'm going to need this war to end fairly easily. The French Republic is in default. They are more likely to capitulate or accept a peace. That's not good. We might have tossed our lot in with the losers here, because normally when they go into default, the war seems to have already been won. That is not the case here. I want to take a look at our laws. Are there any laws that we might want to pass while we have such high authority? I do not think so. So I am going to put some decrees down just to get rid of some of that authority. Let's put some road maintenance down, put it down in Sicily, put it down in Piedmont. That way we can get some additional construction efficiency. I'm also going to encourage the manufacturing industry in Piedmont, and I'm going to encourage the resource industry in Sicily. And just because it is our capital, I'm also going to put road maintenance, and let's encourage the manufacturing industry in Rome as well. I am unfortunately going to have to add some more consumption taxes on. I will start out with just luxury clothes. I just want to put consumption on kind of the upper echelon goods. I might have to put taxes back on liquor. We are going to run out of money, and we're going to run out of money very quickly if we're not careful. All right, we are going to win a battle. That's General Fabio for... Or no, this is Sigismund Zunica, who is relatively new. He has a protectionist ideology. Interesting. And his interest group is the industrialists. Let's take a look at him. He's an offensive planner. All right, and he's charismatic, so good morale recovery. The French Republic is in default once again. They are in trouble. We might have thrown our lot in with the wrong crowd here. We'll just have to see. Go ahead and go back to speed 5. I've kind of been toggling back and forth between speed 5 and speed 3, just depending on how many events are popping up and everything. Of course, I'm also pausing the game some too. I would look to bring up our literacy rate. We're just now kind of catching up with where countries like Germany and France actually started the game. So I do think in the last 60 years of the campaign, we can really jumpstart our Italian Renaissance in education. Although we can't do anything if we are defaulting our debt. We are winning the war, but I keep getting these co-belligerent in default, which, yeah, is not good. But we are, I would say, making excellent progress. Our army is still 20,000 strong, so we've lost some men. I think it might be time to build more into this army and give us some more artillery especially. But I think that'll have to come in the future after this war. I will say after this, I'm going to have to cool it with some of these French revolts, because Boy, have we absolutely bled our nation dry in the fertile lands of France, although they are not looking so fertile at the moment. As you can see, our flag does fly proudly over France. Now, we are not conquering, though. We are just trying to help protect the French Republic from an aristocratic revolt. That was probably a mistake. I probably should have thrown my lot in with the aristocracy. However, considering that Germany was also going to join, that would have been a hard fight. I didn't really want to throw my lot in with Spain because, well, I'm not a huge fan of Spain in this game. They think they can control me because I am on their dynasty. They cannot. It looks like I am suffering from an input shortage of dyes. So I think I might try to build some dye plantations. We have several dye plantations already built, but let's take a look. How short are we on dyes? We are very short on dyes. We have lots of buy orders, not a lot of sell orders. I think we are going to have to build dye plantations like crazy. Unfortunately, I am going to have to put some of these stopgaps back into place. I think for now, it's important to start running a positive balance. We have defeated Spain. The brave boys of Italy have defeated the Spanish monarchy. We have a new event credit where credit is due, the recent investment in Piedmont production at our textile mills. Should we give credit to the industrialists? Should we give credit to the workers? Or should we focus on someone else? And in this case, I do think the industrialists are doing a fantastic job pulling Italy into the modern era by industrializing us I would say, pretty quickly. Now, we have won the war. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We have an obligation, once again, from France. Perfect. We will be looking to use that when our truce with Austria ends. In the meantime, I am going to go ahead and build more dye plantations. Just 2 for now. Those will build very quickly. Labor movement has unlocked. So let's now take a look at the next technology that we might want. Repeaters could be good. Enlistment officers to give us more conscription, and we could get mass conscription as an army law. I think, though, with mechanized workshop unlocks new for textile mills as well as furniture manufactories. That could be good. And let's go back into the society tech. Joint stock companies to get, or I really do want to go steel frame buildings, but I'll have to transition my construction pretty slowly. Realism might be good. We get more prestige. We definitely need more prestige if we want our rank to stay that high. I could also dip down here into socialism. I will be looking to do that eventually, but not right now. For now, I actually think that I'm going to try to create some more buy orders for my machining industry by creating a steam-powered navy, as well as steam-powered clippers and steam-powered ship manufacturing to give us more buy orders for machinery. Let's take a look at our motor industries. We currently are producing, we're the number 9 producer worldwide of engines. Now, it would behoove us to actually probably build some more motor industry factories. I might be looking to do that once my economy is a little bit better off. I do not have the authority any longer to put a tax on liquor. I don't really want to put a tax on liquor. I want the lower strata to be able to afford that. What am I missing in my paper industry? All right, yeah, dyes still. So we are building dye plantations. They are slowly being populated. We can also work to import. Let's see, do we have any trade routes for dyes now? No, we don't. So we can also work to import some. We can import some from the French market. We can absolutely get as much as we need. Although that might actually be too much, so I'm actually just going to go with the British and the German market for now. And it does look like we are starting to lose our great power status. Well, I can look to get prestige in a couple of ways. I think one thing that we can do is focus on some new technology, such as, what is it, realism, to give us prestige in the coming episode. However, I do think this is where we are going to have to end for today. I am Ben the Bold, you are you. I hope you've enjoyed our journey and our, what is this, like the 5th war of the French Revolt? Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.